Good evening. Welcome to You Can't Handle the Truth Movies. I'm Chris. That's James. And we're going to review Good Luck, Have Fun, and Don't Die. A man from the future arrives at a diner in Los Angeles where he must recruit the precise combination of disgruntled patrons to join him on a one-night quest to save the world from a terminal threat of rogue artificial intelligence. That's actually the first time I've read the blurb
And it
from
was remotely
IMDb
accurate.
and gone, yeah, I kind of agree with that. That's about right.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell. Yeah. This is one of those films, I think, you're either going to really enjoy it because it's weird and crazy and wonderful, or you're going to hate it. For me, I really enjoyed it. There are a few bits I wasn't keen on, but most of it I really enjoyed.
I was curious about what your opinion was going to be because this was a movie that I had no idea whether you love it or hate it or what.
Yeah.
I was like, is Chris going to like this? Because I quite enjoyed it. This did something very unique for me. Like when I watch a lot of these films, I always say about how I like the beginning and then I don't like the end. This one, the beginning started, and I was like, am I gonna get into this? It's a bit shit, and it got better as it went along. It went on a bit of a crazy ride.
Yeah.
We'll call it a ride. And they integrated the backstories as well. And I actually quite enjoyed this.
Yeah, this is exactly what I thought. The first 20 minutes, I was watching it with Catherine, and Catherine fell asleep, as always,
What a
when watching the
surprise.
movie. And so I was watching it, and
that should be our new rating system. Did
no,
Catherine stay awake?
because
It's a winner.
She only seems to stay awake when the film is truly awful.
Oh, okay.
So she fell asleep, and I was like, okay, she's asleep, I'm going to carry on watching it anyway. And the first 20 minutes, when she fell asleep, if you were to ask her, she'd have been like, oh, I don't think that film was going to be very good. Which was what I thought when I was there. When she fell asleep, I was like, oh, this film's not that enjoyable, but I have to watch it anyway. And then I stuck it out, and then it just got better and better and better.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, it's actually quite a clever little film.
Yeah. AI is taking over. It's just an AI against
This
the
is
AI.
it. We've complained about AI films a lot because they always like the AI stories are always just but this one was actually done quite.
They're very
well.
predictable and they're very, this one, although it was predictable and you knew what he's getting, it was just like a good time. You could just enjoy it. And he did punch a small child in the face at the end, so it had like that kind of dark comedy. And the cat, it gets more bizarre as it goes on. And the ending, I've jumped around a bit, but the ending, that's a kind of ending I actually quite like. It reminded me of it's not as, I don't think it's as good as the Drag Me to Hell ending, but when you get the ending, you think, everything's better now, and it's not. Very traditional, very classic, but I like it when it just doesn't play out and it's not concluded.
I liked that because it was all talking about how it puts you in this world and it gives you a purpose and all of this. And then she finds out right at the end, she's like, spoiler, she realises that it's not worked, and then it all starts again. But
he's off as well with his button.
Yeah, he's off.
The amount of times he could have pushed that button, like he's got to be so like, do I want to start this all over again?
But like when he appears every time, and he's like, he says all this stuff and all these rules, and you're like, well, you are literally following what would be a game and a plan, and the AI knows about it because it spoke to her about it like it's 117 times, and so like even that first bit, I'm like, well, is he actually plugged in? And he doesn't know, and like no one ever wins. But it was really, I found it really interesting. And just finally a different take where it's not the same story. It was predictable in places, but it didn't make you feel like it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, all I meant is that they haven't revolutionised the AI storytelling to do something that's going to blow your mind, but they did do what they set out to do really well. It was very enjoyable, and it was a bit wacky.
Yeah, some really weird elements. Yeah. All right then, so out of 10, James.
I'm actually going to review my review, and I'm going to give it 7.5. I enjoyed this enough to highly recommend it. I think there's so many films out that are just so blah, and this one, although it's not the best film ever made, it's not a new take on AI. It was just a good time. It's a long enough film to enjoy throughout. It builds 7.5 for me.
Screw it, 7.5. I'm going to agree because out of the films we reviewed this week, this
Our
was my favourite
director is
one.
pulling some faces now from the pre.
Oh yeah, I was
Yeah.
I was going to go with
We
7.
have
I
a
was
director
being
now,
like
by the way.
modest, but you know what? It is a really good
Yeah.
film. It's well written, it's well played out, it's well acted, and it's a good laugh. It's a good giggle. All right,
It's
7.5.
the first film we've highly recommended in about 7 months as well. So.
Woo!